Hey, what's up everybody? My name's Matt. I'm kind of excited to make this video. I've wanted to make this video for a long time, but I'm not really sure why. Just want to tell you about my car because it was so awesome and it probably saved my life. Well, it did save my life. I mean, well, God saved my life, but the car was part of the deal too. You know, He had me driving that car instead of something else the night it happened. But anyway, you guessed it, it was an RX-7. It was an 83 GSL SE. It was, I guess the first generation was the FB, and it had the new interior that I think a lot of the cars didn't get until 84. But I'll show you a better picture of this later, but here's what was left of it, you know, after the night. Here's another picture. I'll put these on the screen better for you so you can take a look at my cool car. It had the leather interior, it had the cool stereo. It had a joystick in the middle that you could move around and around, and the sound would go around the car like this. I had so much fun driving that car, but another fun thing that I used to do involving that joystick, it had a sunroof, okay, and the sunroof had this flap that when you removed the sunroof, this flap that kept the wind from coming into the car. And I discovered that if the windows were up and you had the sunroof out and you pulled that flap down, it brought all the air into the car and it made it really vibrate. It was a weird sensation. So I'd get my friends in the car and I'd make the sound go round and round, and I'd pull that flap down and the car like that, you know, and the sound was going. We'd listen to some Pink Floyd or something like that. Maybe The Cure. It was, I mean, we're talking 1987 is when I had this car. So it was a couple of years old when I got it. I think it had about 40-something thousand miles on it. And it was not my very first car, it was my second car. My first car was a Volkswagen and it didn't run too long, and so luckily my dad bought this RX-7 for me. I was a very fortunate teenager, very fortunate teenager. And I remember when we were shopping for the car, I sort of wanted a Fiero, and it was between this Fiero and this RX-7. Man, am I lucky I got the RX-7, because I'd probably be dead if I had been driving the Fiero on the night that it happened. But some other, you know, cool things that I remember about that car. I mean, the most fun thing was the curves in the mountains. I mean, it had a lot of power, and I had some good tires on it, and it just really handled the curves. And I'm making this video because, quite honestly, I mean, I've never driven a car that was more fun. I've driven a lot of cars since then, and never have I driven one that was as fun as that car. One other story that happened one time, my power window wasn't working good. You had to help it along, you had to pull it up. And I was doing that, and my fingers got stuck in the window, and the window wouldn't go down. And my friend had to get out of the car and help me from the outside. We had to push on the glass and push that window down, and it nearly took my fingers off. There were strong motors in the windows. So anyway, one night, I was 15 years old. I did not have a nighttime driver's license yet, because you have to be 16 in South Carolina to have that. Went out, wasn't supposed to be out, didn't tell my parents where I was going, that kind of thing. Went to a party and I was coming home. I topped a hill. I was probably speeding, you know, but when I topped the hill, a Camaro was in my lane, crossing over my lane, going into a do not enter one-way street, you know, and there was nothing I could do. I mean, I hit the brakes and tried to swerve a little bit, but we hit head on and the car spun out, and it spun for probably 75 yards, and well, you can see in the pictures what was left of it. You can see where my head hit the windshield. I didn't have on a seatbelt, but that car took a big hit from a Camaro, and I'm glad it saved my life, but I would just have given anything to have been able to enjoy that car for a little while longer, because the truth is I probably only had it for about not even a year. I mean, I didn't even have the car for a year, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lifetime worth of memories in that little car that I only had for a few months. So maybe one day I'll make enough money teaching guitar lessons and playing gigs to get another one. Who knows? I saw one on BAT the other day, and it was very similar to the one I had, and that's kind of what prompted me to make this video. I just wanted to tell everybody how awesome they were, and I don't know, maybe you'll start a GoFundMe page and buy me an RX-7 or something. No, just kidding. I know there's nicer cars out there today, but it's nostalgic, you know. An old car like that's just kind of nostalgic. So I hope you get the experience to ride in one or drive one sometime, but you know, there's not very many of them left. That's why they're going up in price. So I don't know, if you get one, it'll also be a problem to maintain it unless you know how to work on those engines. I mean, they don't make those parts anymore and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed my stories. I don't know why I wanted to make this video, except just to say RX-7s were awesome. They need to just make them like they used to and just make 1 million of them and sell me one. That'd be cool. I hear the RX-8s are nice too, but something about that FB RX-7 style was just so cool, you know. And they would really get up and go. You know, I could beat any 280Z. That was my main rival back in the day, was the 280Z, man. And even the 260s. And they get me off the line, but by third gear, man, I was eating them up, you know. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. See you later.